first started with working with him, and we were traveling in India. And this is right, I think right after or right before Under Siege. It was a big, you know, he was Warner Brothers' top action star. So we went to India, we flew into Mumbai, and really he was supposed to have a press conference. And, you know, it was like at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Anyways, he's about 2 hours late, you know, and all the press was there. I mean, literally all of India was there. Every single press, you know, with the cameras, room full. And he basically came 2 hours late. Everybody's pissed off. And then he finally showed up. He went, sat down and says, "I don't feel well." Got up and left and walked out. And of course, you know, I was just shocked, you know, and we were all shocked. We're like, oh my God, you know, what are we going to do? Of course, that was not received well by the Indian press, obviously, but, you know, he didn't care. Now, cut to the next night before, you know, I left him to go to bed. He says, "Oh, we're getting up at 5 in the morning. We're going somewhere." I'm like, okay. 5 in the morning, we get up and we get in the car and we drove literally 3 hours into the desert somewhere in, you know, and then we came into this like really out of nowhere, this kind of building that looks like it's all made of cement, and there's really no windows, and, you know, we drive in, it's really desolate, and the smell was just, it would, you know, I would puke thinking about it now. It's really bad. And it was like 100 degrees by then, you know, it was like 9, 10 in the morning, but it's like super hot. And he gets in there, and all of a sudden I see there's like, it's a house for the untouchable children of India. So the untouchable class, or the class below the lowest class in India, meaning you can't, when they say untouchable, and these are kids that were from the untouchables, and, you know, they're left on the streets, and the government had nowhere to go, so they put them in this house. And so we get out, and the stench, you cannot, you know, I couldn't describe it for you. But then you see all these kids are like screaming, you know, Steven Seagal, because he was a huge star in India. And he's ended up staying there literally for like 3 hours. Just sat there, and the kids climbed on him, and, you know, they played music, and, you know, and it was like, I see the joy in these kids, you know, faces, and it's the most joyous that I've ever seen. Like, these are kids that are like, would never have a normal life like you and I. Like, they're just, you know, forgotten. Like, they're out in the desert with someone. It's 110 degrees, right? And I just remember looking at him, going, wow, this guy could walk into a 5-star hotel, into a room full of the biggest press, and walk away. But yet he'll spend 3 hours with the most despicable, you know, untouchable kids of India. And he's fine with it.
That's an